The more you see how quickly everything changes, the less you need to hold on to the past. The more you understand the world, the less you need to explain yourself. The more you see how quickly everything changes, the less you crave applause. And slowly, without trying, you begin to choose silence. Not the silence of fear, not the silence of weakness, not the silence of running away. A different silence. The silence of someone who has seen enough to stop fighting every battle. The silence of someone who no longer needs to win to feel worthy. The silence of someone who understands that many words are just smoke, but a calm mind is a real shelter. If you have ever felt this shift inside you, this talk is for you. Because many people misunderstand silence. They think silence means you have no power. They think silence means you are defeated. They think silence means you have nothing to say. But in the Buddha's teaching, silence can be a form of wisdom. The Buddha spoke about right speech, speech that is true, speech that is beneficial, speech that is timely, speech that is gentle. And sometimes, the most right speech is no speech at all. Let me tell you a small story before we go further. A young man once went to a teacher and said, "People always misunderstand me. I want to explain myself. I want to prove the truth." The teacher asked, "When you explain, do they become peaceful?" The young man said, "No, they become more stubborn." The teacher asked, "When you stay quiet, do you become peaceful?" The young man said, "Sometimes yes, but I feel like I am losing." The teacher smiled and said, "Then your real problem is not misunderstanding. Your real problem is your hunger to win." That sentence can sting, because many of us do not actually want peace. We want victory. We want validation. We want our image to be protected. But the Buddha's path is not image protection. It is suffering reduction. So the first Dharma practice of silence is not closing the mouth. It is seeing the motive behind the mouth. Ask yourself, why do I want to speak right now? Is it to help? Or is it to be right? Is it to clarify? Or is it to punish? Is it to connect? Or is it to show superiority? If you can see your motive, you are already practicing wisdom. And if you can shift your motive, you will speak less, but your words will carry more power. Because words without ego are rare, and rare things feel heavy in the hand. Because not every truth needs to be spoken. Not every argument is worth your breath. Not every person is ready to hear. Not every moment is the right moment. So today, we will explore this path. Why the more you understand life, the more you choose silence. How to be quiet without becoming cold. How to let go without becoming passive. How to stop judging without losing your moral clarity. How to be calm without suppressing pain. And how to live with a heart that is soft but not weak. Now, dear friends, welcome to Buddha, Peaceful Mind. May this Dharma talk be a deep drink of water for your nervous system. May it help you stop wasting your life on unnecessary battles. May it teach you to protect your peace without hatred. And may it guide you toward the kind of quiet strength that the Buddha praised. Let us begin with a very human scene. Two people are talking. One says something wrong. The other wants to correct. The mind gets hot. The tongue becomes sharp. And suddenly, a small moment becomes a storm. Later, you replay the conversation. You think of better answers. You imagine winning. You imagine proving them wrong. But even if you win, you feel tired because the argument did not give you peace. It only fed the ego. The Buddha taught that the ego is never satisfied. Even if it wins today, it wants to win again tomorrow. So the first reason we choose silence as we mature is simple. We get tired of feeding the ego. We begin to see that many arguments are not about truth. They are about pride, not about understanding, about control, not about love, about being right. So we begin to practice a deeper question. Do I want to be right? Or do I want to be free? Freedom is the Buddha's direction. So silence becomes a doorway. Now we must clarify. Silence does not mean you accept harm. Silence does not mean you tolerate abuse. Silence does not mean you allow injustice without boundaries. In Buddhism, compassion includes protection. Non-harming includes not harming yourself. So there is a time to speak clearly. There is a time to set boundaries. There is a time to report harm. There is a time to say no. But the silence we are speaking about today is something else. It is the silence that refuses unnecessary conflict. The silence that refuses gossip. The silence that refuses proving. The silence that refuses feeding anger. This silence is discipline. And there are different kinds of silence. Some silence creates suffering. Some silence ends suffering. So we must learn to tell the difference. There is the silence of fear. You stay quiet because you fear conflict. You fear rejection. You fear abandonment. This silence creates inner resentment. There is the silence of avoidance. You stay quiet to escape responsibility. You do not want to face a hard conversation. You do not want to set a boundary. You do not want to repair. This silence creates hidden damage because problems grow in darkness. There is the silence of pride. You stay quiet because you want to punish. You want the other person to suffer. You use silence as a weapon. This silence creates distance and coldness. And there is the silence of wisdom. You stay quiet because you see clearly. You see that speaking now would create more fire. You see that the other person is not receptive. You see that your mind is not calm. You see that the moment is not right. This silence is warm. It is not a wall. It is a pause. It protects the heart. So the Buddha does not teach silence as a rule. He teaches silence as skillful means. Silence becomes wholesome when it comes from goodwill and clarity. Silence becomes unwholesome when it comes from fear, avoidance, or punishment. This is important because many people try to be spiritual by being quiet, but inside they are boiling. That is not peace. Peace is when the inside and outside match. So our practice is to make the heart quiet first. Then speech becomes naturally gentle. Now, let us continue. Now let us look at the Buddha's teaching on right speech more closely. The Buddha said we should speak what is true, beneficial, timely, and spoken with goodwill. This is a powerful filter. Let us make this filter practical. Imagine your friend tells you gossip about someone. Is it true? You do not know. Is it beneficial? It spreads suspicion. Is it timely? It is usually just entertainment. Is it gentle? It often has poison inside. So silence is wise. Imagine your spouse says something sharp because they are tired. Is it true? Maybe it is an exaggeration. Is it beneficial to defend yourself immediately? Often no. Is it timely? Maybe not, because both nervous systems are hot. Is it gentle? Your reply might not be gentle right now, so pause is wise. Imagine your child makes a mistake and you feel embarrassed in public. Is it true that they are bad? No. Is it beneficial to shame them? No. Is it timely to teach a long lesson in public? No. Is it gentle to scold? No. So quiet guidance is wise. Imagine you see someone being harmed or bullied. Is it true? Yes, you see it. Is it beneficial to speak? Yes, to protect. Is it timely? Yes, because harm is happening now. Is it gentle? Gentle does not mean weak. You can be firm without cruelty. So here, speaking is wise. Do you see? Right speech is not about being silent always. It is about choosing the action that reduces suffering. Now, let us return. If your words are true but not beneficial, silence is wiser. If your words are beneficial but not timely, waiting is wiser. If your words are true and beneficial, but your heart is burning, pause is wiser. So the Buddha's silence is not empty, it is mindful. Now, a story. A monk was insulted by a man in the village. The man shouted, criticized, humiliated. The monk listened quietly. When the man finished, the monk asked gently, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The man said, "It belongs to the giver." The monk said, "In the same way, your anger belongs to you." This story is famous because it shows the power of not reacting. The monk did not fight. He did not prove. He did not defend his ego. He simply refused to accept poison. That is silence as power. Now, in daily life, we are not monks. We have families, jobs, responsibilities. So how do we practice this without becoming passive? We practice the pause. The pause is the bridge between wisdom and impulse. When you pause, you create space. In that space, you can choose. Without pause, you are not choosing. You are reacting. Now, a simple practice. When something triggers you, take 3 breaths before replying. 1 breath to notice the body. 1 breath to soften the shoulders. 1 breath to choose. Then speak or do not speak. Often, after 3 breaths, you realize something. This argument is not worth my peace. Now, let us explore another reason mature people choose silence. They stop trying to change everyone. When we are younger, we think if we explain enough, people will understand. If we teach enough, people will change. If we show enough evidence, people will admit they are wrong. Then life teaches us. People change when they are ready. People grow when they feel safe enough to face themselves. People learn when their own suffering becomes clear. You cannot force awakening. In Buddhism, each person has their own causes and conditions. Each person has their own habit energy. Each person has their own pace. So maturity is not controlling others. Maturity is choosing your own practice. Now, this does not mean we stop caring. It means we stop clinging. We can offer goodness, but we do not demand results. We can share wisdom, but we do not force agreement. This is freedom. Now, a story. A woman argued with her husband for years about the same issue. She wanted him to change. She believed if he changed, she could finally be happy. Each conversation became a fight. He resisted more. She became more exhausted. Then she heard a teaching. You can invite, but you cannot force. So she changed her approach. She stopped lecturing. She started setting boundaries. She expressed her needs calmly. She also worked on her own inner life, breathing when triggered, not using sarcasm, not keeping score. Something surprising happened. When she stopped chasing control, the home became calmer. And in that calm, her husband became more open. Not overnight, but slowly. The lesson is that forcing makes people defensive. Calm makes space. So silence, sometimes, is the most persuasive thing, because it removes pressure. Now, let us speak about relationships. Many people suffer because they cling. They cling to people. They cling to roles. They cling to stories. They say, you must stay. You must understand. You must be the way I want. But the Buddha taught impermanence. All conditioned things change. All meetings include parting. All relationships rise and fall through conditions. So the mature heart stops begging reality to be permanent. This does not make the heart cold. It makes the heart honest. When you accept impermanence, you stop holding people like a fist. You hold like an open hand. Open hand love is quieter. It is softer. It is less anxious. And because it is less anxious, it is more beautiful. Now, another story. Two friends were close for many years. Then life changed. One moved away. One changed values. Distance grew. One friend kept chasing, demanding, blaming. The other withdrew more. Finally, the first friend sat quietly and realized, this friendship is changing. I can love the past without trying to force the present. So he sent one last gentle message. Thank you for the years. I wish you well. Then he let go. He did not become bitter. He did not gossip. He did not chase. Later, the friend returned and apologized. But even if they had not returned, he had already protected his peace. The lesson is that letting go is not rejection. It is acceptance. Now, let us speak about another reason wise people choose silence. They stop judging. Not because they believe everyone is right, not because they deny harm, but because they understand that judgment often hides pride. Judgment says, I am above you. Judgment says, I know better. Judgment says, you should be different. The Buddha taught compassion. Compassion does not mean approving wrong actions. Compassion means seeing the human suffering under wrong actions. When you see suffering, you become less eager to throw stones. You still set boundaries. You still protect yourself. You still choose what is wholesome, but you do not poison your own heart with hatred. Now a story. A young man often criticized everyone. He judged his co-workers, his friends, his family. He believed he was just being honest. Then one day, He faced a major failure. He was humiliated. He felt crushed. And in that pain, he understood something. Everyone is carrying something. Everyone has fear. Everyone has wounds. Everyone has blind spots. His judgment softened into humility. He became quieter, not because he became weak, because he became human. The lesson is that humility is silence. Humility says, I do not know everything. There is a beautiful freedom in not having an opinion on everything. Modern life pressures us to react quickly, to comment, to take a side, to prove we are informed. But the Buddha's wisdom is slower. The Buddha did not rush to speak to satisfy the crowd. He spoke when it helped. So practice this. Not everything needs your comment. Not every post needs your reaction. Not every rumor needs your attention. When you stop reacting to everything, your mind becomes spacious. And spacious mind sees more clearly. Now, a small story. A man loved debates, politics, religion, sports, everything. He argued daily. He felt alive in conflict. But slowly he noticed his body was tense. His sleep was poor. His relationships were strained. Then he tried a strange practice. For 1 month, he did not join arguments. He watched his urge to reply. He breathed. He let it pass. At first, it felt like dying, because the ego felt invisible. Then, something happened. He began to hear birds again. He began to taste his food again. He began to notice his own thoughts. His mind became more peaceful. And strangely, when he finally did speak, his words were more respectful and more effective. The lesson is that silence is not absence, it is space. And space is where wisdom grows. Now, let us continue. Now we must speak about something important. Silence can be unhealthy if it is suppression. Some people are quiet because they are afraid. Some people are quiet because they were taught that their feelings do not matter. Some people are quiet because they fear conflict. This silence is not wisdom. It is a wound. So how do you know if your silence is wisdom or suppression? There is another aspect of silence that is often forgotten: listening. Many people think silence means saying nothing, but the Buddha's silence was often listening. Listening is one of the greatest gifts you can give, because many conflicts are not about facts. They are about being unseen. When a person feels unseen, they become louder. They repeat themselves, they exaggerate, they attack. But when a person feels truly heard, their nervous system settles. Their ego relaxes. They become more reasonable. So silence is not only a shield, it is also a bridge. Now, let us talk about levels of listening. Level 1 is waiting to reply. You look like you listen, but inside you prepare your argument. Level 2 is listening to judge. You listen to find what is wrong. Level 3 is listening to fix. You listen to solve quickly because you feel uncomfortable with pain. Level 4 is listening to understand. You listen to see the world through their eyes. Level 5 is listening with compassion. You listen not only to words, but to the fear under the words, to the need under the words, to the longing under the words. This listening is healing, and this listening is also a practice of non-self. Because when you listen deeply, you stop making everything about you. You create space for another human being. This is why many wise people are quiet. They are listening. Now, a story. A teenager was angry and rebellious. The parent kept lecturing. The teenager became worse. One day, the parent tried something different. They said, "I will not lecture today. I will just listen." The teenager did not trust it. They tested. They shouted. But the parent stayed calm. After a while, the teenager said something softer. "I feel like you never see me. I feel like nothing I do is enough." The parent's eyes filled with tears. Because the problem was not the teenager's anger. The problem was unseen pain. When the pain was seen, the anger became smaller. The lesson is simple. If you want less noise in your home, practice listening. Sometimes the greatest silence is presence. Now let us continue. Wisdom silence feels peaceful. Suppression silence feels tense. Wisdom silence still allows you to speak when necessary. Suppression. Silence cannot speak, even when needed. Wisdom. Silence comes with boundaries. Suppression. Silence comes with resentment. And there is another kind of silence we must talk about. The silence of pretending. Many people look calm outside, but inside, there is a storm. They do not speak about their pain. They do not ask for help. They do not admit weakness. They think this is strength. But the Buddha did not teach pretending. The Buddha taught honesty. He taught that suffering exists. He taught that denial adds suffering. So there is a mature kind of strength that includes vulnerability. You can be tired and still be dignified. You can cry and still be wise. You can feel weak and still not collapse into despair. This is very important because some people hear teachings about silence and think they must never show emotion. But a heart that never expresses becomes tight, and what is tight eventually breaks. So the Buddha's way is this. Feel the emotion fully, but do not become the emotion. Cry, but do not drown. Be sad, but do not become bitter. Be angry, but do not become cruel. Now, a story. A woman went through a painful season. Work pressure, family conflict, and loneliness. She kept smiling. She kept saying, "I am fine." At night, she could not breathe with anxiety. One day, she finally spoke to a friend. She said, "I am not okay." The friend did not fix her life. The friend simply listened. And that listening was enough to soften her nervous system. She realized something. Asking for help is not weakness. It is wisdom. So here is a simple practice. Choose one safe person, not the whole world. One safe person. Share one honest sentence. "I am struggling. I need support. Can you listen for 10 minutes?" This is also Dharma, because the Buddha created community, not to perform, to support practice. So do not use silence to isolate yourself. Use silence to stop unnecessary noise while still allowing necessary truth. This is balanced freedom. Now, let us continue. So the Buddha's path is not silence at all costs. It is right speech at the right time. Sometimes the Dharma is to speak, to say, "That hurt me," to say, "That is not okay," to say, "Stop," to say, "I need help." This is also wisdom. So silence is not the goal. Freedom is the goal. Now, because many people are hurt, we must go deeper into boundaries. Some listeners will hear, choose silence, and think, I should never speak up. They will tolerate disrespect. They will tolerate manipulation. They will tolerate abuse. That is not the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha taught non-harming. Non-harming includes not allowing unnecessary harm to continue. So what does wise speech look like when you need to protect yourself? It looks like firm kindness. Firm kindness is different from aggression. Aggression wants to punish. Firm kindness wants to protect. Aggression inflames. Firm kindness clarifies. Aggression humiliates. Firm kindness sets a line. Here is a simple structure. State what happened. State how it affects you. State the boundary. State the consequence. Then stop talking. For example, when you speak to me with insults, I feel unsafe. I will not continue this conversation if insults continue. If it happens again, I will leave and we can talk later. Short, clear, no extra explaining. This is not cold. This is compassionate clarity. In Buddhism, this is right speech and right action. Now, a story. A man had a friend who constantly mocked him. The friend said it was just humor. At first, the man stayed silent. He smiled. He absorbed it. Inside, he felt smaller. Then he realized his silence was not wisdom. It was fear. So he practiced firm kindness. He said, I value our friendship, but I will not be mocked. If you want to joke, keep it respectful. If you cannot, I will spend less time here. The friend laughed at first, but the man stayed calm. He did not argue. He did not attack. He simply became consistent. Over time, the friend changed his tone, and if the friend had not changed, the man was ready to walk away. The lesson is important. Wise silence is not being a doormat. Wise silence includes the courage to set boundaries. Now, let us speak about another kind of boundary. The boundary with your own mind. Sometimes the person you need to be silent with is yourself. Your inner critic, your rumination, your endless rehearsing of conversations. Many people lose peace, not because of other people's words, but because of the mind's words. So you must learn inner silence. Inner silence does not mean empty mind. It means you do not believe every thought. A thought is not a command. A thought is not a prophecy. A thought is a passing event. So when the mind is screaming, you can practice noble silence inside. You can say, not now. You can return to breath. This is a boundary with the mind. This is also freedom. Now we can continue. Now, let us speak about the kind of silence that is called dignity. When you stop trying to impress, you become quieter. Many people talk too much because they want approval. They want to be seen. They want to prove. The Buddha taught that the self is hungry. It wants praise. It wants status. It wants control. But the self is never full. So as we practice, we begin to see through this hunger. We begin to enjoy being ordinary. We begin to enjoy not being the center. We begin to enjoy peace more than attention. This is a higher level of wealth. Now, let us talk about one of the deepest reasons people become quieter. They have been misunderstood. When you are young, misunderstanding feels unbearable. You want to correct every false story. You want to defend your name. You want to control how people see you. But after a while, life teaches a painful lesson. Some people do not misunderstand you by accident. They misunderstand you by choice. They see you through their fear. They hear you through their jealousy. They interpret you through their old wounds. So you can explain for hours and still be invisible. And then you realize something. Your peace cannot depend on other people's perception. If your peace depends on perception, you are renting your life to strangers. So the mature mind chooses a different path. It chooses integrity over image. It chooses quiet consistency over loud defense. Now, this is not the same as letting people harm you. If someone lies about you in a way that damages your safety, your job, or your family, you may need to speak. You may need to clarify. You may need to protect yourself. But even then, you can speak without hatred. You can speak like medicine. Short, clear, factual, without drama. Then you return to silence. Because beyond a certain point, the only real defense is time. Time reveals character. Time exposes patterns. Time makes truth visible. And this is why wise people often look quiet. They are letting time speak. Now, a story. A woman worked in a place where gossip was constant. One day, a rumor started about her. It was not true. At first, she panicked. She wanted to confront everyone. She wanted to explain to each person. Then she realized the rumor was moving faster than her mouth. So she chose a different strategy. She spoke once to the right people. She clarified calmly. Then she stopped. She kept working well. She kept being respectful. She kept her integrity. At first, some people still believed the rumor. But after weeks and months, the rumor died because it could not survive reality. The lesson is simple. You do not need to win every mind. You need to live in a way that is hard to accuse. This is not perfection. This is consistency. Now there is another reason misunderstanding becomes less painful with maturity. You begin to see that you have also misunderstood others. You have judged without knowing. You have assumed without evidence. You have believed a story too quickly. So you become humble, and humility makes you less defensive. You begin to see misunderstanding as a human condition, not a personal attack. Then silence becomes easier, because you stop trying to manage the whole world. Now here is a practice. When you feel misunderstood, ask 3 questions. Is this misunderstanding dangerous or just uncomfortable? If it is dangerous, what is the most skillful short clarification I can offer? If it is uncomfortable, can I let time reveal the truth? Then take 1 breath and choose. This practice protects your peace and your dignity. Now let us continue. Now a story. A man used to post every achievement online. He wanted people to see him. He wanted to feel important. One day, he achieved something big. He posted it. He got praise. But inside, he still felt restless. Then he tried something different. He stopped posting for a month. He kept working quietly. He focused on quality. He served. He rested. He felt something new. He felt freedom. The lesson is that attention can be a cage. Silence can be a door. In modern life, the noise is not only in conversations, it is also in our pockets. A small glowing screen trains the mind to speak react, and compare. We scroll, we see highlights, we feel behind, we feel judged. We become restless. Then we comment, we argue, we defend, we perform. This is why many people cannot enjoy silence. Silence feels empty because the mind has become addicted to stimulation. In Buddhism, addiction is a form of craving. Craving keeps the mind hungry. A hungry mind cannot be fulfilled. So if you want the quiet strength we are speaking about today, you may need to detox the mind. Not forever, not dramatically, but steadily. Here is a simple practice. 1 hour a day, no scrolling. 1 meal a day, phone away. 1 walk a day, without headphones. At first, the mind will feel bored. Then it will feel anxious. Then it will start to settle. And when it settles, you will notice things you forgot. The color of the sky, the taste of food, the feeling of your breath, the warmth of a loved one's presence, the quiet wisdom inside you. Silence becomes beautiful again when the mind is not addicted to noise. So do not think silence is only a personality trait. It is also a training. Now, let us continue. Now, let us speak about losing and letting go. Many people fear loss, so they cling harder. But the Buddha taught that clinging is the cause of suffering. So when you mature, you stop fearing loss as much. You see that losing what is not yours is not punishment. It is correction. You see that some things leave because they were not aligned. You see that some people leave because the story is finished. You see that some doors close to protect you. This does not mean every loss is good. Some losses are painful and unfair. But even then, you can choose not to become bitter. You can grieve and still be wise. You can cry and still be dignified. This is deep strength. Now, a story. A woman lost a relationship she thought would last forever. She begged, she argued, she tried to prove her worth. It only made her smaller. Then one day she stopped. She sat alone and said, "I will not chase someone who is leaving." She cried, she grieved, she felt empty. But she also felt something else, self-respect. She began to heal. She began to practice. She began to rebuild her life. Later, she said, "That loss did not destroy me. It returned me to myself." This is the wisdom of letting go. And there is a very Buddhist way to understand letting go. Letting go is not pushing away. Letting go is releasing the belief that you can control what is impermanent. When you cling, you suffer twice. You suffer because life changes, and you suffer because you refuse the change. Letting go removes the second suffering. Now, a story. A man was fired from a job he thought defined him. He felt humiliated. He wanted to attack the company. He wanted revenge. For weeks, he could not sleep. Then an older friend asked him one question. "If you are not your job, who are you?" At first, he felt insulted. Then he felt quiet. He realized he was still a father, still a friend, still a person who could learn, still a person who could begin again. He stopped arguing with reality. He began to update his skills. He applied again. He started over. That loss did not erase him. It revealed him. The lesson is that letting go is sometimes a return to what is real inside you. Now, another story. A woman carried anger toward her ex for years. She replayed every detail. She told the story again and again. She wanted someone to agree that she was right. But after each retelling, she felt tired. Then she tried a Dharma practice. She wrote the story once. Then she wrote the lesson. Then she wrote what she would do differently. After that, each time the story tried to rise, she returned to the lesson instead. Slowly, the story lost power. She did not forget. She became free. The lesson is that letting go is also a way of holding memory differently, not as a weapon, as wisdom. Now, let us continue. Now let us speak about anger. Many people talk too much because they are angry. Anger gives the illusion of power, but anger often burns blessings. The Buddha taught that anger is like holding a hot coal. You burn yourself first. So the wise person trains anger, not by suppression, by understanding. Anger is often pain. Anger is often fear. Anger is often unmet needs. So when anger rises, silence can be medicine. Not the silence of punishment, the silence of pause. The silence that says, I will not speak from fire. Now, a simple practice. When anger rises, drink water, breathe, walk, wait, then speak when the mind is cooler. This practice protects relationships. Before we speak about gratitude, we need to speak about one thing that destroys silence faster than anything. Anger. Anger is loud. Even when your mouth is closed, anger speaks through your eyes, your posture, your tone. The Buddha taught that anger is one of the fires, a fire that burns the one who carries it. And the sad part is this: anger often begins as pain. Anger often begins as fear. Anger often begins as unmet needs. So people think anger is protecting them. But anger is a poor bodyguard. It may give a moment of power, but it usually leaves long damage. It breaks trust. It breaks health. It breaks sleep. It breaks dignity. This is why people say, a hot temper burns blessings. If we translate that into Buddhist language, we can say, anger burns merit. Merit is the wholesome strength of the heart. Merit is what makes the mind light. Merit supports good conditions. When anger rises again and again, it creates unwholesome habits. Those habits ripen into consequences. You say words you regret. You harm relationships. You create enemies. You invite retaliation. You invite shame. You invite loneliness. So silence is not only about closing the mouth, it is about cooling the fire inside. Now, how do we cool the fire? First, we recognize anger is here, not I am anger. Anger is here. This is important because when you say I am anger, you become possessed. When you say anger is here, you create space. Second, we allow. We do not deny anger. We do not pretend to be spiritual. We allow it to be present without acting it out. Third, we investigate. What is under this anger? Often it is fear. Fear of being disrespected. Fear of losing. Fear of being unseen. Fear of not being enough. Sometimes it is grief. Sometimes it is shame. Fourth, we nurture. We choose a wise response. Beth. water, walking, silence, time. This is a practice many people call rain. Recognize, allow, investigate, nurture. It is very compatible with Buddhist mindfulness. Now, a story. A man used to explode at his family. He said, "That is just my personality." Then one day his child asked him, "Why are you always angry?" The question broke him. He realized his anger was not personality. It was unhealed pain. So he began a practice. When anger rose, he would not speak for 60 seconds. Just 60 seconds. He would breathe and feel the body. At first, 60 seconds felt impossible. But slowly, he noticed something. Most anger is like a wave. If you do not ride it, it passes. So he practiced. 1 minute, then 2 minutes, then a short walk. His family felt safer, and he felt something new, self-respect. The lesson is that silence is sometimes the first act of compassion. Silence gives the mind time to return. Now, the Buddha also taught something very strong. Even if you face harsh words, keep the heart free from hatred. This does not mean you accept abuse. It means you do not poison yourself. So when anger rises, remember this. If I speak from fire, I will burn myself and others. If I pause, I protect both. This is wise silence. Now, with this understanding, gratitude becomes easier, because a calm mind can see blessings. An angry mind can only see enemies. Now, let us speak about gratitude. Gratitude shifts attention. When you focus on what is good, the mind becomes softer. When you focus only on lack, the mind becomes restless. The Buddha taught contentment. Contentment is not laziness. It is freedom from endless hunger. So when you mature, you stop complaining as much. Not because life is perfect, because you value peace. Now a story. A man always complained about traffic, about people, about his job, about his body. One day, he became ill. In the hospital, he saw people who could not breathe, people who could not walk, people who had no visitors. Suddenly, he saw his own life differently. He was still not rich. He still had problems. But he could breathe. He could walk. He had someone who cared. His complaints softened. His gratitude grew. And in that gratitude, his mind became quieter. The lesson is that gratitude is a kind of silence. It silences the inner noise. Now, let us bring everything together into a Buddhist map. The Buddha also used silence as a teaching tool in another way. Sometimes people asked him questions that came from curiosity, not from liberation. Questions like, is the universe eternal? Is it not eternal? Does the Tathagata exist after death? Does the Tathagata not exist? The Buddha sometimes remained silent, not because he did not know, but because the questions were not helpful for ending suffering. He compared it to a person shot by an arrow. If the person refuses treatment and demands answers first, they will bleed. So the Buddha said, remove the arrow. Practice, reduce suffering, train the mind. This is another reason mature people choose silence. They stop wasting life on questions that do not heal. They focus on the path. They focus on what reduces suffering today. This is wisdom. So when you feel the urge to argue online about endless topics, remember the arrow. Ask, will this discussion remove suffering, or will it only feed my ego? If it will not remove suffering, choose silence. Choose practice. Now, let us continue. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from clinging. Clinging to being right. Clinging to controlling others. Clinging to reputation. Clinging to relationships. Clinging to permanence. When you see this, you begin to release. Release is the root of silence. Because when you release, you stop fighting. You stop trying to win. You stop trying to be seen. You stop trying to force. You stop trying to control. You begin to live. Now, we will offer practical steps to cultivate wise silence. First, train right speech. Before speaking, ask, is it true? Is it beneficial? Is it timely? Is it gentle? If not, let it go. Second, train the pause. 3 breaths before replying, especially when triggered. Third, choose fewer battles. Ask, is this about safety, values, or preference? If it is preference, let it go. This single question can save you years of unnecessary conflict. Safety, values, or preference. Safety means someone can be harmed. You act quickly. You do not stay silent. You protect. Values means character and integrity are involved. Truth, respect, responsibility, promises, fairness. Here, you speak with calm firmness. You set boundaries. You teach. You repair. Preference means ego is involved. Style, taste, different habits that are not harmful. Here, silence is often wisdom. Many couples fight daily because they treat preferences like values. One person loads the dishwasher differently. One person folds clothes differently. One person talks more. One person talks less. If you turn preferences into morality, the home becomes a courtroom. So ask, is anyone harmed? Is integrity violated? If not, choose peace. This is not weakness. This is intelligence. A mature person knows how to conserve energy. Energy is life. Do not spend your life energy on fights that do not matter. Save your voice for what matters. Save your courage for what matters. This is how silence becomes dignity. Now we will add a story. Before that story, let us apply this teaching to work and leadership. Many people believe confidence means speaking a lot, but real confidence is calm. In the workplace, the person who speaks the most is not always the most wise. Often they are the most anxious. A wise person listens first. They observe patterns. They ask questions. They speak when it matters. They do not waste energy proving. They let results speak. This is why the proverb says, deep water is quiet. Now, how do you practice wise silence at work without becoming invisible? You practice 2 things, clarity and timing. Clarity means when you speak with structure. Short, specific, helpful. Timing means you choose the right moment. Not when everyone is reactive, not when your own mind is hot. Now, a story. A young employee had an idea, but every meeting was dominated by louder voices. When he tried to speak, he was interrupted. He became angry and wanted to fight. Then he chose a different path. He wrote his idea clearly. He sent it to the manager at the right time. He offered to test the idea. He let results speak. The idea worked. people listened. He did not become loud. He became effective. The lesson is that silence does not mean weakness. It means you stop playing the wrong game. You stop trying to win noise. You start building value. Now, let us continue to the story we were about to tell. A couple used to fight about small habits: shoes, towels, time, tone. One day the husband became sick and stayed in a hospital for a week. The wife sat beside him and realized, I would give anything to see his shoes in the wrong place again. When he recovered, they made a quiet agreement. We will not use our life to fight about small things. We will correct what matters, but we will not poison the home. This is impermanence teaching tenderness. Silence becomes love. And this is why the Buddha encouraged mindfulness of impermanence, not to frighten you, to soften you. When you remember impermanence, you stop wasting your voice on petty battles. You stop wasting your heart on winning. You become more gentle. You say thank you more. You apologize faster. You hug longer. You speak with care. This is a very quiet kind of wisdom, because it does not make you louder, it makes you tender. Now, a reflection you can use when you feel tempted to argue. Ask yourself, in 10 years, will this matter? In 1 year, will this matter? In 1 day, will this matter? Often the answer is no. Then breathe. Then choose silence. Not because you are powerless, because you are wise with time. Time is life. Life is precious. Do not spend it on ego battles. Now, let us continue. Fourth, practice boundaries. Silence does not mean no boundaries. Boundaries can be quiet. You can say no without anger. You can step away without drama. You can protect yourself without hatred. Fifth, practice repair. If you speak wrongly, apologize quickly. Repair is wisdom. Now we will tell a story about repair. A father often lost his temper with his child. He was busy. He was stressed. He shouted. Then he heard a teaching. Your child learns your nervous system. So he began to practice one thing. After any outburst, he repaired within 1 hour. He would kneel down, look into the child's eyes and say, I'm sorry I shouted. That was my anger. It is not your worth. I love you. Let's try again. Over time, the child became calmer. Not because the father became perfect, because the father became humble. The lesson is that wise silence includes the courage to repair. Before we speak about parents, let us name something many adults feel but do not say. As we grow older, we start to see our parents as human beings, not only as protectors, not only as authority, as humans with wounds, fears, and limits. This understanding makes us quieter, because when you see your parents suffering, you stop demanding perfection from them. And you also stop using them as a target for your anger. At the same time, wisdom does not mean tolerating harm. If a family relationship is abusive, boundaries are compassion. So the Buddha's teaching here is balanced. Gratitude where gratitude is possible. Protection where protection is needed. Patience where patience is skillful. Distance where distance prevents harm. Now, for those who have parents who are aging, here is a practice of quiet love. When they repeat a story, practice listening as if it is the last time. When they move slowly, practice patience as if it is your training. When they misunderstand you, practice gentle clarification, not sharp revenge. Because regret is loud. Regret screams at night. But gratitude is quiet. Gratitude lets you sleep. Now, a story. A son used to feel impatient with his father. The father spoke slowly and repeated the same stories. One day, the son found an old notebook where his father had written down the son's first words, first steps, first school day. The son cried. He realized, my father once listened to me repeat the same things 100 times, with love. From that day, the son became quieter at home. Not because the father changed, because the son's heart changed. The lesson is that understanding brings silence. Silence brings tenderness. Now we can speak about parents. Now let us speak about parents because roots matter. In Buddhism, gratitude to parents is a deep virtue. Not because parents are perfect, but because life is precious. If you have parents, do not wait until they are gone. Call, visit, be patient, because regret is loud, gratitude is quiet. Now let us speak about the phrase, it's okay. Before we go to those 3 words, let us name something else you wrote so beautifully. Depth does not come from age. Depth comes from experience and awareness. Some people live many years but never reflect. They repeat the same patterns. They blame the same people. They chase the same approval. They argue the same arguments. They grow older, but the mind stays young, untrained. And some people face one serious storm and wake up. A betrayal, a sickness, a loss, a failure. And that storm becomes a teacher. They become quieter, not because they became pessimistic, because they saw what matters. They saw that time is limited. They saw that pride is expensive. They saw that peace is rare. So if you have become quieter after pain, do not think you are broken. Sometimes the storm did not take your life. It returned you to yourself. Now, the Buddha taught that wisdom often begins with seeing suffering clearly, not to despair, to awaken. So if your life has humbled you, it may be the beginning of depth. Depth is quiet, because depth does not need to advertise itself. Now we can go to the phrase, it's okay. 3 words that lighten the heart. It's okay. Not meaning you approve harm, not meaning you ignore reality, meaning you stop adding the second arrow. The first arrow is the problem. The second arrow is your reaction. It's okay is a way to stop the second arrow. The Buddha taught that pain is inevitable, but extra suffering is optional. The first arrow is the event. The second arrow is the story. The first arrow is a mistake. The second arrow is, I am worthless. The first arrow is someone criticizing you. The second arrow is replaying it all night and building hatred. The first arrow is loss. The second arrow is collapsing into identity. So when you say, it's okay, you are not denying the first arrow. You are refusing to shoot the second. Now, a story. A woman sent a message to the wrong person and felt embarrassed. The first arrow was embarrassment. Then the mind started. They will judge me. They will laugh. I always ruin everything. That was the second arrow. She remembered the teaching. She laughed gently. She corrected the message. She moved on. It was okay. Not because it was perfect, because she did not add poison. This is small, but this is training. And small trainings accumulate into a calm life. Now, let us continue. Now let us speak about different views in grounded Buddhist language. Here is another deep reason mature people become quiet. They realize that the world they live in is shaped by the mind they carry. Two people can walk through the same day. One feels offended, one feels grateful. One sees threats, one sees lessons. One sees enemies, one sees humans. The outer events may be similar. The inner experience becomes completely different. So when people say, your mind is where your world begins, this can be translated into Buddhist practice. Attention is karma. What you repeatedly pay attention to becomes your reality. If you pay attention to insults, your life becomes a battlefield. If you pay attention to lack, your life feels like poverty, even in abundance. If you pay attention to comparison, your life becomes a race with no finish line. If you pay attention to gratitude, your life becomes softer. If you pay attention to your breath, your life becomes calmer. So one of the most important kinds of silence is attention silence. You stop feeding what harms you. You stop feeding gossip. You stop feeding endless news. You stop feeding toxic conversations. You stop feeding the inner critic. This is not ignorance. This is protection. Now, a small story. A woman used to start every morning with bad news. Then she would carry fear all day. She thought she was being informed, but her body felt constantly stressed. Her mind felt constantly loud. So she tried a new practice. She began the day with 10 minutes of breathing. Then she read one page of a wholesome teaching. Then she did one simple task mindfully. After that, she could read news if needed, but her mind had a foundation. Her life did not become perfect, but her nervous system became safer. The lesson is that what you consume shapes your mind, and your mind shapes your speech. So if you want wise silence, be careful with consumption. Now, here is a practice called the attention diet. For 1 week, choose one thing to stop feeding. Stop watching arguments online. Stop checking messages every minute. Stop following people who make you feel small. Stop retelling old stories. Replace that time with one wholesome thing: walking, meditation, reading, helping someone, cooking slowly, being with family. This is how you change your inner world. Now we can continue. Different minds, different perceptions. A greedy mind sees lack everywhere. A grateful mind sees blessings. An angry mind sees enemies. A compassionate mind sees suffering. The world did not change. The mind changed. So if you want a lighter world, train the mind. This is the Buddha's teaching. Now, we will do a longer guided practice. And we will make this guided practice longer because many people have never truly practiced silence. Not because they are bad, because the world is loud. So we will do a small retreat together right now. Take a slow breath. Feel the air entering. Feel the air leaving. Now, scan the body. Forehead, jaw, shoulders, chest, belly. Where is tension? Breathe into the tension. Let it soften. Now, listen. Not to thoughts, to the sounds around you. Maybe you hear a fan. Maybe you hear traffic. Maybe you hear birds. Maybe you hear silence itself. Do not label, just hear. This is mindfulness of sound. Now notice the mind. The mind may say, "This is boring." The mind may say, "I should do something." The mind may say, "I have problems." Just notice. Thought is a sound inside. Let it pass. Return to breath. Now, bring to mind one person you often argue with. Do not choose the hardest person. Choose someone moderate. Imagine them in front of you. Now notice what you want. You want to be understood. You want to be respected. You want peace. Now remember, they also want the same thing, in their own confused way. Now say inwardly, "May you be well. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering." Now say inwardly, "May I be well. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering." Now, imagine the next time a conflict begins. You feel heat rising. You want to reply quickly. In your mind, you see a stop sign. You pause. You take 3 breaths. You choose words, or you choose silence. You protect peace. This is training. And here are a few micro-challenges you can add to the 30-day practice. 1. The no comment challenge. For one day, do not comment on anything online. No correcting, no arguing, no defending. Just observe your urge. Breathe. Let it pass. You will discover how much energy you spend trying to be seen. 2. The one-sentence boundary. Choose one place where you often over-explain. Practice one sentence. No long speeches. No drama. "I can't do that. I need time. I'm not available. Let's talk later." This saves your energy. 3. The kind exit. When a conversation becomes toxic, leave kindly. "I care about you, but I'm not in a good place to talk right now. Let's continue later." This is silence with love. 4. The nightly quiet ritual. 5 minutes before bed. Turn off screens, sit or lie down. Breathe slowly. Then name 3 things. One thing I did well today, even small. One thing I learned today. One thing I can let go of tonight. Then say one sentence. "May I sleep in peace." This routine trains the nervous system to settle, and a settled nervous system makes wise silence easier the next day. Because many arguments happen not because the topic is big, but because the body is exhausted. So treat rest as practice. Rest protects virtue. Now, let us continue. Now, choose one vow for the next 7 days. I will not reply when I am angry. Or, I will not gossip. Or, I will not argue online. Or, I will take 3 breaths before speaking. Hold that vow like a small lamp. Now return to breath. Rest here for a few breaths. This is what wise silence feels like. Not empty, clear. Now we can continue. If you can, sit comfortably. Let your shoulders drop. Let your face soften. Bring attention to the breath. In breath, knowing. Out breath, releasing. Now, bring to mind one conflict you are still holding. A person, a conversation, a misunderstanding. Notice the heat in the body. Notice the story in the mind. Now ask yourself, do I want to keep carrying this? Or do I want to be free? Now, breathe out and soften the story a little. Now, bring to mind one place where you are still trying to prove something. Trying to prove you are right. Trying to prove you are enough. Trying to prove you are better. Notice how exhausting it feels. Now breathe out and let the need to prove soften. Now bring to mind one thing you are grateful for right now. Not big, small. A breath, a safe place to sit, a moment of quiet, someone you love. Let gratitude warm the heart. Now, make one intention. Today, I will speak one level softer. Today, I will pause before reacting. Today, I will not argue for ego. Today, I will protect my peace with kindness. Now, rest in silence for 3 breaths. This is not emptiness. This is freedom. Now, dear friends, if this talk is helping you, you can gently support Buddha Peaceful Mind by liking or subscribing. It helps these teachings reach more people who are tired of noise and hungry for peace. Now, let us add a 30-day practice to cultivate wise silence. And to make this 30-day practice easier, we will add a simple daily checklist. Morning. Before touching your phone, take 5 breaths. Let the mind be yours before the world enters. Midday. Choose one conversation to practice deep listening. Listen without planning your reply. Evening. Choose one act of repair. A thank you. A gentle apology. A message of care. Night. Do a 1-minute reflection. And if you want to go deeper, try one noble silence day each month. Noble silence does not mean you never speak. It means you reduce unnecessary speech. For one day, you speak only what is needed. You do not gossip. You do not argue. You do not complain for entertainment. You let the mind rest. Here is a simple schedule. Morning. Wake up and sit for 10 minutes with the breath. No phone, no news, just breath. Breakfast. Eat slowly. Taste. Be grateful. Midday. Take a walk. Notice trees, sky, people. No headphones. Afternoon. Do one task with full attention. Clean a room. Cook. Work on something meaningful. Evening. Write 1 page. What did I notice today? What did I avoid? What did I learn? Night. Offer loving kindness to yourself and others. Then sleep. If you practice this once a month, you will notice something. Your mind becomes less reactive. Your speech becomes more careful. Your life becomes lighter. Because silence is not emptiness. Silence is space. And space is where wisdom appears. Now let us return to our talk. Where did I speak from ego today? Where did I speak from love today? Where did I stay quiet wisely today? Where did I stay quiet from fear? This reflection will train discernment. Because the goal is not silence, the goal is freedom. Now, let us continue with the plan. Week 1, reduce noise. 1 hour less scrolling, 1 hour less gossip, 1 hour less arguing. Use that hour for walking, reading, breathing, or being with family. Week 2. Train speech. Each day, practice one kind sentence. Each day, avoid one unnecessary comment. Each day, refuse one piece of gossip. Week 3. Train boundaries. Each day, say no once, gently. Each day, step away from one unhealthy conversation. Each day, protect your time. Week 4. Train the heart. Each day, practice 10 minutes of mindfulness. Watch thoughts. Do not follow them. Return to breath. And each night, ask, where did my speech create peace today? Where did my speech create suffering today? What can I repair tomorrow? This is training. Before we end, let us add one more powerful teaching about silence. Silence is not only something you do. Silence is something you become. When the heart is trained, silence becomes natural. You do not have to force yourself to be quiet. You simply have less need. Less need to prove. Less need to compete. Less need to show off. Less need to control. Less need to win. This is why in many cultures people say, the riper the grain, the lower it bows. It is not weakness. It is fullness. A person who is empty makes noise. A person who is full becomes humble. Now there is a mistake people make. They think humility means lowering yourself. It does not. Humility means you stop being obsessed with yourself. You stop making everything personal. You stop making every disagreement a threat. You stop making every criticism an identity. This is a big freedom. Now let us do one last reflection. Think of one argument you had in the past that you now realize was meaningless. At the time, it felt huge. Now it feels small. This is the proof of impermanence. Now ask yourself, what argument am I having today that will feel meaningless later? What pride am I protecting today that will not matter later? What peace am I sacrificing today for a victory that will not satisfy me? These questions are Dharma. They return you to what matters. Now, if you want a simple phrase to carry into daily life, it is this: not everything needs my voice. And another phrase: my peace is more valuable than my pride. And one more: I will speak to heal, not to win. If you live with these 3 phrases, your life becomes quieter, not because you are numb, because you are awake. Now, we can end. Before we end, let us speak about one more reason silence becomes natural as we understand life. We begin to see how quickly drama multiplies. One careless sentence becomes a story. One story becomes a rumor. One rumor becomes a group against a person. One misunderstanding becomes a war. Most drama does not begin with big evil. It begins with small unmindfulness. The Buddha taught mindfulness not as a luxury, but as protection. So the mature person learns to stop drama at the root. How? By refusing to carry messages that are not theirs. By refusing to pass on gossip. By refusing to be recruited into other people's conflicts. This is a very important kind of silence. A silence that says, I will not be a bridge for poison. Now, a story. A woman had a friend who always brought gossip. Did you hear what she said? Do you know what he did? Everyone is talking. At first, the woman listened because she wanted connection. But she noticed her mind became tense. She began to judge others. She began to distrust people. Her peace started to disappear. So she tried a simple boundary. She said, "I care about you, but I don't want to talk about people who are not here. If you need support, talk about your feelings, not their story." At first, the friend was offended. Then the friend changed the topic. And slowly, their conversations became more real. The lesson is that silence can protect your heart from becoming dirty. Now, another story. A man was invited into a conflict between two co-workers. Each co-worker wanted him to take a side. He could feel the trap. If he chose one side, he would gain one ally and one enemy. So he practiced wise silence. He said, "I respect both of you, but I will not take sides. If you want to resolve this, speak directly with each other. If you need help, I can support a calm conversation." Then he stopped talking. The conflict did not become his karma. This is the wisdom of staying out of what does not belong to you. Now we should speak about forgiveness here too. Not forgiveness as forgetting, forgiveness as release. Because many arguments continue for years only because we cannot release. We want the other person to admit. We want them to regret. We want them to suffer. But while we wait, we suffer. So the Buddha's teaching is simple. Hatred does not end hatred. If you want peace, you must stop feeding hatred. This does not mean you return to unsafe people. It means you remove the poison from your own heart. So if you are carrying resentment, here is a gentle practice. Name the resentment. Feel it in the body. Breathe. Then ask, what boundary do I need? What lesson did I learn? What can I let go of today? Letting go does not happen in one moment. It happens in small releases. 1 hour without replay. 1 day without retelling. 1 week without checking their life. This is how the heart becomes quiet. And this is also why mature people choose silence. They are tired of poisoning themselves. They choose a clean heart. Now, take 1 breath with me. In breath, I protect my peace. Out breath, I release my pride. In breath, I speak to heal. Out breath, I stop feeding drama. 1 more breath. In breath, I return to what matters. Out breath, I let small things be small. Now we can end. Now we will end with the essence. The more you understand life, the more you choose silence. Because you see that most noise is ego. Most arguing is pride. Most proving is fear. And you also see something else. Real strength is quiet. Real dignity is calm. Real wisdom does not need to shout. Real compassion does not need to win. So choose silence, but not the silence of suppression. Choose the silence of awareness. Speak when it is true and beneficial. Be quiet when words would only create smoke. Set boundaries without hatred. Walk away without drama. Love without clinging. Let go without bitterness. This is how the Buddha's path makes the heart quiet, not empty, full of peace. May your mind become still. May your speech become gentle. May your heart become wide. Before we offer the final blessings, let us send one more wave of loving kindness. Bring to mind someone you often clash with, not to excuse harm, to soften hatred. Now say inwardly, may you be free from suffering. May you learn wisdom. May you be peaceful. Now bring to mind yourself. May I be free from suffering. May I learn wisdom. May I be peaceful. Now bring to mind your home, your workplace, your community. May our speech reduce suffering. May our silence be wise. May our hearts be soft and strong. Take one breath and remember, silence is not emptiness. Silence is the space where the heart returns home. Now, we can offer the closing blessings. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free.